I know.
Why does it say Unfiltered
Registration.
Mariga?
Unfiltered Mariga.
Somebody's drunk.
We are live.
Unfiltered Mariga tonight.
Oh, the
We are
Marigas.
live. Welcome, everybody.
Yes, welcome to the Unfiltered Marriage. I, of course, tell everybody to lower their stuff, and I
Saved.
forgot.
It's saved. I fixed it.
Mariga.
It's Unfiltered Marriage.
We are here, of course, and I'm so excited because Nicole is back, and we got the lovely Katie, the amazing hubby Rocky, and I mean, I'm here always, right?
Yes.
So,
Yeah, 4 thumbs down already.
oh, really? Is there people like from what the hell?
I don't get them anymore. Now you just do.
We just get it started.
I know.
We're just getting started.
Right.
That was there even
Was it
before
for
we
me?
started. No, it's just haters. Haters gonna hate. Haters gonna hate.
I have 4 thumbs down and we just started. So tonight I wanted to focus on a few things. I don't have stories that I found. I just have life experiences. I'm going to dive right in, and anytime anybody feels that they need to add, please just let me know. Ding, ding. So one thing that I know
That's a nice Rocky 3 reference right there.
everyone in the world deals with insecurities within ourselves. And it doesn't matter if someone says, I like that dress. We always go, well, I don't like this and I don't like this. Or someone says, you know, I like your car. And you're like, yeah, well, there's a ding in it and there's a this in it. We always find the thing that we don't like, and then it grows on us like, you know, like horribly.
You can't just say thank you.
But you can say thank you, but inside, are you really going, I look great? Or are you going, I really wish I did have this, or I could change this?
Well, a lot of people project their own self-insecurities onto others.
True story. They do. And, you know, when we have these insecurities, instead of us focusing and saying, this happens to be an insecurity of mine, we tend to take it out on other people. And, you know, you made me feel this way, and you did, and you. And it's not me. I have this. So I'm big on using myself because I don't like to bring everybody else's in, and I'm going to bring up a issue that I had with Rocky, where recently, you know, with energy and things going on, I've been a little insecure, you know, with myself, just my weight. I've lost a little weight, stress, you know, things going on, and I did project a little bit on my husband, and instead of him, you know, reeling out and just, you know, fighting with me, he looked at me and he was like, this bothers me that you're doing this to me, because what, I don't understand. What did I do? And I'm like, you didn't do anything to make me feel. I'm making myself. And we're both going us. We're talking about ourselves. And it was a great communication to try to build and get off of the why do I feel insecure. But when he looked at me and said, well, what can I do to help you? I told him there's nothing. This is my issue. So when we have the insecurity, what I want to talk about today is, where do we think it comes from? Is this from childhood conditioning, or just looking at media and going, I want to look like that, or I think I should look like this? You know, what is it about us that we just tear ourselves down?
I think it's a mixture of everything.
Yep.
I think it's, you know, like the slightest thing, like when you're a little kid. Okay, little kids are mean as shit. So you're on the playground, little kid goes, you got a funny nose. The rest of your life now, you'll probably go, do I have a funny nose?
Right.
You know, you won't remember that moment,
Yeah.
maybe.
But when
now,
you go to the plastic surgeon and it's like, I
Yeah.
just want to get this smoothed out a little bit and maybe thin it. And, oh, while we're at it. And all of a sudden it just becomes a whole thing.
Yeah, it's definitely, I feel it's definitely a lot of things. It's definitely a mixture of things you experience as a child and just life experiences all throughout in general, like different things you experience all through.
See, I find that, you know, when I analyze myself, I will say, this is what I love and this is what I want to work on. But why is there never a moment I go, I'm completely happy with me? I'm good. I'm great. I'm enough. I'm amazing. I'm beautiful. We don't ever take that moment. You know, in relationships, we tend to project with accusations or whatever we feel is making us feel this way, instead of just going, you know what is it about me that I really don't like?
See, I not to sound like a piece of shit, but I can't really relate. I don't really feel insecure
Because you're
much.
super awesome.
No, no, but honestly,
the end
like,
all.
no, but I've had it pretty easy. Where like, I didn't get picked on. You know what I mean? I wasn't a bad looking kid, so I didn't have that problem. I wasn't overweight. Like there wasn't really much. I walked on my toes,
Right.
and even then, I'm like, whatever.
Right.
Like, it is what it is.
Right.
Like I'm always kind of been pretty confident in myself. And then once I married you, and now I have this ultra hot wife, it's like adds even more. Where it's like, I don't care
Yeah.
what you think. Like I have a great house, my kids are beautiful, my wife's smoking hot. Like go fuck yourself. Like
What
there's
is
literally
there really to complain about?
like
at that
there's
point?
nothing I can look at as in my life and go, oh well, this part, or even like myself, like maybe now and again, like I'll put on a little weight, and my belly gets slightly big, and I'm like, well, that kind of sucks, but I'm never like, I'm the worst. I'm gonna fucking, it's just.
But I think it's different for men and women too.
Oh, absolutely. Women have it the hardest
Because
it's
you're
incredible.
constantly barraged with everything on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat,
But
magazines.
it's a constant competition just in life.
Oh, and your
And we've
friend
talked
and your
about
coworker
this, like-
and that girl in the aisle next to you.
It's women instinct to hate other women. It just is. So like we've said this before. You all three are chilling at the bar, right? And some girl walks in and she's got like a dress on that, is a little provocative, but not like a slutty, hoary dress. But all of you will start going, look at this fucking bitch. Fuck that bitch. Ugly bitch. Da-da-da-da. Look at that fucking.
All right. So wait, hear me out on this.
Okay.
I'd heard maybe like a year ago that you have to retrain your brain with that kind of stuff. That just because someone dresses like that, if your first instinct is to be like, oh, she looks like a whore. Why are her tits out like that? Why can you see her ass like that? So when my first instinct is, and I hear it in my brain and I go, no, she looks great. And I force myself. So now when I see that, I go, I want that confidence.
But women
Right.
do it just in general. Like even if a
Right.
homely bitch came in, you'd be like, look at this
Because they're
homely bitch. What, you
insecure
couldn't
with
do
their
your
own
hair?
shit.
Like you'll put
But
it on
this
no
is
matter
this is
what.
my
other
point.
people.
Like you have to if you don't do it naturally, you have to force yourself and realize that's her decision and she loves it. So my first thought now, 99% of the time is good for her.
Right.
Yeah.
She looks
Yeah.
great regardless.
Right. Well, what I think too, also, I end up doing is I'll look at someone instead of going, I really like that dress. I'll be like, oh my God, why is she wearing that here? And I'd be like, I should be wearing that. Like I want to wear that, but I don't feel I could wear that. I'm going to be 40 and she's of course like 20. You know what I mean? Like I think it's a lot to do with me going, I either want or like or need, that feeling of, wow, she just really went food shopping like that. So I also believe that
You need to retrain like I
The
did.
pre-program that I have that is in my brain is telling me I need to be insecure and hating it because that's what I like or I don't like about myself. Like I'm trying to
But
just.
it's a constant competition
It
with
is.
women. Like I think I said this pretty recently, where men will see something and go, I want to achieve that. Like I want to get there where that guy is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You might be like, fuck him, but it's not to the extent that women go where women like, I want her dead. This bitch, like, this fucking slut. God damn. And it's not it's a competition of like, I need to be better than her. I need to not. I want to get to where she's at.
Right.
It's I fuck her. I need to be better than her and then destroy her.
There's
God.
definitely a lot of competition within women, and I feel like as women, we really need to step up our game and start bigging each other up.
You want to hear?
because-
I got a perfect example. Look at the females in rap. Okay, why is it every female in rap ends up hating on each other or shitting on none of them can be friendly?
I think half of that's really just publicity.
I don't think it is because that's women shit. I don't think it is.
I understand what you're saying. I just think that instead of us all going, we need to big each other up, I think the work is within us and them fixing themselves is them. Like, I'm not here to big anyone.
Oh,
but
I
myself.
mean,
I
like
don't
I
mean it
said,
like
you
that.
gotta
I mean, like,
retrain
rather
brains.
than like
I don't
tearing people
think that
down
way anymore.
like,
Yes, I agree, but now I'm going, but it's me that's tearing me down. It's me that's judging. Why am I judging? So within myself, I want to fix that, and without having a communicative partner, we would have been all out brawl because he would have came back at me, and all he had to say is, I don't appreciate you making me feel this way because of what you're feeling. And I looked at him and I was like, wow, that was a really good difference. You know what I mean? And
Good job, Rock.
yes, for sure. I mean, it used to, you're not always there. And I never always had that. But I feel like working on myself is probably what I need to be doing, rather than
We
going,
all
why
should be.
do you make me feel? He didn't make me feel anything. I am feeling it,
100%.
And I wanted to talk about it tonight because we do have a lot of listeners that are either male, female, whatever, that kind of go, I don't like this about me, I don't like that about me. But if we would just realize how original and beautiful we are for what we are, people wouldn't be running off for Botox at age 20.
See, now I'm reading something in here. Josh writes, he's writing a bunch of stuff, but one thing that sticks out to me, he writes, I got picked on and I was overweight. Basically, my life has been the shits, but I fight on every day to enjoy life, which is great. And like for me, like when something would happen, that's now a motivator. So like, even if I've never been, so I don't have the experience, but if someone was picking on me because of my weight, I'd be like, all right, this is a motivator me to
Well,
lose
what if they're
that.
happy like that?
He's
It's
not, though. That's what I'm saying.
know,
Like
but
he's saying he's not.
Yeah, if he's not happy, then he needs to know this is within himself.
Yeah.
Anybody who's his
And-
friend's
but
going to
that's
accept
the
him
other
for
thing,
who
like,
he is.
I feel like Josh is the type of person, even if he did lose the weight and he got in great shape, he would find other things to still beat himself down
That's
with.
all just
Because you need to
retraining
work
the
on your
brain.
mental as well as your physical.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm still going through that process myself.
Like, honestly, like, there's been times when, like, in school, and I would look at other, people in school, and I'd be like, damn, like, he can't have it easy. Like, that's a hard life. Just being you is
Right.
hard. You know what I mean?
Because visually, everybody has an idea
Well,
of
and
what
that's
you
the,
should
that's
look
the
like.
sad part is that first impression is that ocular visual thing. So it sucks to say, but that's the way the world kind of works. And I would sit there and I go, damn, like they're brave, like like I'm a vain motherfucker, like I am. I'm very vain, but there's not much that I have to do to really change much where I don't feel good about myself.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think women are a lot harder on themselves, again, because of all the easy plastic surgery if you had the money. But then once you get the money's never enough because you're still not happy. And now you
Yeah.
want to change something else. And it's like a vicious cycle of, I
It's
don't
never
care what you
ending.
look
Yeah.
like. I need to love and appreciate myself. And I am working, I've been listening to, of course, I'm into all those tapes and law of attraction and everything. And I heard something tonight in a webinar that I was in where he said, you are pre-programmed to believe that this is what will make you happy. But why do you think so many celebrities go to drugs and alcohol? Because they've already reached the top. They have everything they said they dreamed of. Are they happy? No. They need something else. It's a constant, what else do I need? And we're doing it to
That's
But
because
ourselves.
they're
even when you
chasing
do retrain
constantly.
your brain, we're all very fragile also. So like you can be the most like Lizzo, let's say, okay? Lizzo, she's confident in who she is. But I'm sure when she reads someone go, you fat bitch, you ugly as shit, da 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 da, she still goes, fuck.
Sure,
it's still gonna sting.
Yeah, like I'm sure that 99% of the time, maybe with her, she's like, fuck that person. But that 1% really fucking hurts.
It'll get you. It'll catch
You
you on
know?
an off day,
Yeah.
an off
Yep.
moment, whatever it is. Can I tell you?
Go.
So I've been reading this book. I don't remember the name of it. I'm sorry. I read a lot.
Worst reader ever.
I read a lot. I like it. It makes me happy. So they were talking about basically everything is a relationship, whether it's a relationship with your friend, with your husband, with your sister, your coworker, with your money, with food, anything. Everything is about a relationship and your reactions to it or your lack of reactions to it. And if you live in your comfort zone of it, that's where you stay in your homeostasis. But it's when you come out of it and you're uncomfortable, that's where your reactions come in. So you get aggressive, you're angry, you're fighting with people. And it's not because of them. It's because of you and your relationship with them. Like you're allowing yourself to have that reaction.
Sure, because we can control the way we behave.
Correct. So
And
when you have that insecurity about your body or your job or that hot girl that comes in that you think all of a sudden, oh no, what's she doing? It's not the problem with her. It's the
Right.
problem you have with yourself. It's the problem you have with food. It's the problem you have, like, it's not anyone else.
Right.
It's not you. It's you have to point it back at yourself, and you have to realize at a certain point you're responsible for what you do, what you say, everything. You can't blame this shit on anybody.
Right.
It starts and ends with you.
So,
period.
So what do you think then? I mean, as far as with relationships, you know, Rocky and I pride ourselves on communication and respect. That is number one. And
honesty.
And of course,
Truthfulness.
honesty
should be.
is super important. And, you know, he asked me a question, like, how am I supposed to feel about you telling me this right now? And I looked at him and I'm like, I need to tell you.
Right.
I need to tell you how I feel and what I feel, knowing that you're going to communicate and not be mad at me. This is how I feel. It's not you. This is me. And he looked and he was like, all right, I get it. Because but in the relationship, some people be like, well, fuck you. What did? And it turns into more than just going, I wanted to hear you.
Right.
I want to hear you.
But then at the same time, if it was your insecurity about something you were feeling about, why did you feel the need to communicate that to somebody else when it was something that was internal?
Something had sparked it between him and I. And it was late. And I wrote a message, text.
Right.
And the morning,
text messages.
It wasn't horrible. I wasn't. And in the message, I said, you know, this is me, but I need to say this is what I feel. But there was a part that I did not need to say to him, and
Right.
I needed for him to know. I said, I am sorry, and I meant
You
no
reacted.
harm. Yes. So in the morning is when we handled. You know, at 2:00 when we're laying in bed and something sparks me, I get up and I just go.
Right.
You know, and instead of here I am reacting and texting, instead of me just waiting for the morning, I immediately woke up and had to say to him, like, look, this is just how I feel. There is a message on there. He grabbed his phone and I'm like, wait. You know, because I would never want to make my husband uncomfortable.
Of course not.
However, some couples don't work that way. And instead of speaking about what it is, there's a conflict and judgment of who and what you're doing.
Well, here's the good thing. Like, she can't not open her mouth. No matter, but it's a good thing. Like, I say that in a positive way
Right.
because at least now it's out there and
Because
she's
that's
not holding
what
it
works
back.
for you guys too.
But she's not holding it back, and then you hold it back, and it starts building
And
up,
it
and
bottles
resentment
up,
grows,
and it blows
all
up.
that
Yep.
other shit. Also, both of us don't want to have that type of situation. Like,
100%.
neither one of us want to have a hostile environment.
Right.
So we're very quick to figure it out, talk it out, get it done. Now it's behind us.
Right.
Let's move on.
And just let it be in
Yeah.
the past.
Be-
Let it be
because
dead.
we-
And that's it.
we hate-
You don't need to bring it up. Oh,
We
remember
never have.
6 months ago? No,
We've
fuck
never.
you.
No, there's never been
No,
that.
we
There's-
talked about it. We moved
6
on from
hours
it.
doesn't
It's
go.
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's
dead.
the truth. It's not even the same day. We don't bring anything up. It's not like I say, well, you know, I feel this way because 8 years ago.
Yeah,
And
no.
I used
See,
to
I
be the
can't.
opposite, where I would
I
just be
can't.
like, but now I'm just like, you know what? Da-da-da-da-da, and this is da-da-da, because she always goes, well, that's how I feel. So like now I've
Right.
kind of been like, well, this is how I feel. And at first it was like
It was
kind of
petty
in your face,
McSchmetty.
like,
Right.
yes, how
Yes.
you feel. But now like that works.
Yeah.
So like,
but that's what
you know,
works
yeah.
for you guys,
Right.
which is great.
Right. So I feel that though what happens is it just turns into that vicious circle, and I wanted to share my feelings because I am a human, and maybe people look and go, wow, I love Jessica's house, or I love she does this, or I love this, but inside I'm still a human where I
course.
think, you know, I could do this better, and you know. It's important for us to all understand that when we feel something or react, it is our
But
fault.
also,
It's
so
your
you-
no, it's
you're-
not your fault. It's your responsibility.
But she's in a
Right.
funny place because she wasn't this until about 16, 17, 18.
No, about
Before
18,
then,
19, yeah.
she got picked on a lot.
Right.
A lot. You know what I
So
mean?
that's
Like,
a lot to
and so-
unload and
no, but
deal
she
with.
still has that inner
Right.
8, 9, 10-year-old Jessica in her.
Everyone
you know what I mean?
does.
So
Everyone's
your back's
stuck
always up. Like,
in that. I
no
know
matter
I
what,
am.
your
Sure.
back's still up, even though it really doesn't have to be for the most part. But your back is still like,
Oh, yeah.
fuck you. Like, I know how people can be, and
Yeah.
you know.
And you never want to be that with your partner. That's your.
You don't want to be on the
Who the heck
defense
wants to argue with their
all the
husband all day?
time.
Like I don't ever like us being uncomfortable, so that's why I am such a talker.
But that's fine because that's
And
what works
one of
for
us
you
will
guys.
always break the tension.
But that's
like,
great.
Either I'll do something like she's more of like, are we going to do this for the rest of the day? And I'll be like, no. And then when it's my turn to break the tension, I'll just do something like silly or goofy.
Right.
And that's the way we do it. Like she has her way of doing
Right.
it. I have my way. But again,
What
it works.
would be a way of coping, or what would be a way that works for you guys, for anybody who's listening, to more accept themselves and work on themselves? Like, what do you guys do to do. I mean, I do webinars. I listen to anxiety music. You know what I mean? I do yoga.
I'm going to let you take the floor on this one first. Go ahead.
What do we do?
I have a few things that I do. I mean, for me, therapy is every time.
It's either going to be me or
My
it's going to
ninja.
Gotta be somebody.
I was looking. I didn't want to say it.
Even
though,
without
because
my glasses, I'm like...
It's funny because I was sitting here talking before and I was like, shit, I wonder if it's even on.
Go ahead, Nicole.
I do a couple of things. Like I said, one for me is definitely like therapy. Like I've been in therapy for a really long time, and I mean, you've seen the growth that I've had. Like I don't think I could come as far as I have if it wasn't for therapy. But another thing that I got into was like working out, because when I work out, like I have like peace of mind when I'm working
You're
out.
in control.
Yeah. And I can work out my frustrations, and I sit there.
Well, Mark
and I
has
think,
control if he's listening.
Yes, he definitely does.
You guys are crazy. He has no control. Don't let that man's ego. Mm-mm.
Kate?
What? Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Is it reading?
So-
Coping?
okay, so
And go.
here's the thing.
running through men and being like, "You ain't shit."
Okay.
motherfucker."
First of all, I do run through some of them. But that's fine. If we're gonna be like that, it's fine. Open and honest communication.
Oh,
Correct,
I love
guys?
it, and we love you.
You know, I do read a lot. My girlfriend Wendy and I have been on a self-help book bender as of late, and we have our weird little book club that we read chapters and we go on walks at night and we recap it and what we learned from it, what's important from it, and we learn from each other, which we're super nerds.
I'm kidding. I love you. I'm
We're
kidding.
super
I'm
nerds.
kidding. I'm
No,
kidding.
but you know what?
Listen,
Like
I
that.
accept it because
But
these-
you have this friend now that you
We
are
do
on
it
equal
together.
playing field, and there's never a negative vibe.
There's
It's always
not.
build
It's
each other
very-
up,
We've
and
known each other for years. You'll hear me talk about it. That's my wife.
yeah. But
That's
women
my
need that. They
best
need that
friend.
that one person
We-
that's going to build them up.
We do not judge. We sit there and we'll say it. Well, what did you get from it?
Right.
And we'll go over it and be like, oh, that's interesting because I got this from it.
Yes.
So the open communication you guys have, I have with her.
Different perspectives.
And it's
yeah.
different perspectives. We've known each other for a really long time. We call each other out on our shit. So when she thinks I'm pussyfooting around something, she'll like, Kitty, you're full of shit.
Pussyfoot, she said.
I said pussyfoot. So that's what I do. But I also take a lot of time to realize, yeah, a lot of things from my childhood, fine. But at a certain point, I'm 33 years old.
You got to take
But you
responsibility.
need that
I'm
person,
taking
though. You do.
accountability. I have integrity. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. So when I say I've retrained my brain, I've legitimately retrained it. I don't get triggered. I don't listen. People can yell and scream at me all day long. I might turn red because I'm
Right.
fair skinned, but I'm not going to sit there and feed into your bullshit
Yeah,
either.
Right.
yeah.
You're not going to sit there and make me feel bad because you're a shitty person and
Right.
you want to vent on me. That's cool. You can vent. But what?
Yeah.
I'm still going to go home and go about my business and live my life.
But that person to call
and
you
do
out on your
whatever I
shit
want.
is needed. Like
100%.
there's times where Jess will be saying something, and it's very obvious she just wants me to go, "Yeah, you're right, babe." And and how many times do I go, "But to be fair"?
Right.
And
well,
how-
you're honest.
And how many times do I do that with you? Even though I know she wants me to go, "You're right, babe." And but I'm always not always, but I won't let her get in that mode of I'm right and just agree with me. I'll go,
no.
babe, but you have to
It's-
look at it from here, and then
No.
you know it gives her
It's-
another perspective.
It's such a pet peeve for me to just placate people. How many times have I told you?
I was just
do
gonna
you
say,
want the
that's why
truth
I
or
have-
do you want an
Yep.
honest answer? Don't ask me a question you don't want an
Exactly.
honest answer
I'm the
to.
same way. Yeah.
Listen, I'm not going to sit there and berate you for it, but I'm going to tell you bluntly, straightforward. You want to know what I think? This is what I think.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't bullshit, man.
And that's one of the things that I love most about the both
I'm
of you,
not
because you're
gonna do
both
it.
like straightforward.
That's
with
what
it.
Khalif-
Tell her about her. You don't have to stroke
That's,
me
but
too.
that's what Kaz said to me the other day. Khalif said the same thing. He goes, "That's why I like hanging out with you because there's no bullshit. Like I know
There's
what
no
you're saying to me
semantics. There's
is
no-
coming from a place of yeah, it might suck to hear it, but in the long run, it's trying to help, if anything.
Right.
And
No.
you need to hear
Well, it's one thing
sometimes
when
certain
your,
things.
When your friend says something and you go, "You're a piece of shit," if you go, "You know what? I wouldn't have done it that way," but this,
But-
it's how you're handling
But
someone
at the
as
same
well.
time,
Yes.
calling someone a piece of shit isn't constructive.
It's not.
It isn't anything. It's
not.
nasty.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
not.
But why would you do that to someone who's so-called a friend?
Listen, if you're
You know
telling
what
me
I
your
mean?
scenario,
Like-
I'm not gonna be like, well, you're a piece of shit. I'm gonna say, well, listen, why did you do that?
Right.
How many times have we sat in the backyard? Well, why did you do that?
Worst thing.
Why did
ready?
you say that?
Here's a better way of saying, instead of going, you're a piece of shit, that's kind of fucked up.
Right.
But,
Right.
here.
right.
Yeah.
Like, I understand what you did, but you know that's bullshit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then explaining more or helping instead of going, you know what, you did this and I feel
No.
like this. It's more or less like, you know what, I'm glad that we are talking about this because I have a little bit I'd like to say about it.
Well, you can't be
You know?
argumentative about it. If you're gonna have
And
an
no
honest
disrespect.
relationship,
No
and I
disrespect.
call them ships now because I'm a fucking loser, and it's fine. But your relationships with everybody, your husband, your friend, your partner, your coworker, they have to be open. They have to be honest, because the moment you're gonna sit there and stroke someone's ego and yes them to death, what kind of person are you?
Well, you're not helping them
You
either.
don't have any
Yeah,
integrity.
that-
You're not helping them. You're sitting there and what? Holding their hand and saying,
Yeah.
no, 100%.
Right.
Shoot more heroin. It's
Yeah.
great for you.
You-
Your
No.
skin
if you
looks
want
fabulous.
that, call mommy
Like,
and daddy.
I'm
Don't
not
call me
gonna
for
sit
that
there and
shit.
stroke
You know
your
what I
ego.
mean?
I'm
Right.
too old for this
Yeah.
shit. You want someone to bullshit you? Go find somebody else.
Call mom. Mom will do that. Mom will do that.
No, I'm not doing it. I will
mom
still
knows.
care about you and
Yes.
love you.
Yes.
However, I'm not going to sit there and say, you know what? It doesn't matter. You're spending all our rent money on cocaine.
Right,
It's
right,
fine.
right.
Yeah.
No, of course. No.
I've even yelled at my mother like a couple times where I'm like, I don't want you to tell me the truth. Just tell me what I want to hear. Like, you're my mom.
Wrong
Just make me
person.
feel good. And I don't expect that from my friends, but that like I'll call my mom when
Yeah.
I'm really in a thing, and I just make me feel good and agree with me and say I'm right. And she'll go, "You're right, honey. I'm
Yes,
sorry."
and
Listen, the next time you need it and your mom's not available, just look in the mirror, okay? It'll do the same thing.
Truth of the matter is, like, I feel like in all everybody's lives, there's so much going on at all times that, instead of us looking and going, well, you and should do this and you can't do this and you can't and this and that, it should be more like, well, what can we do to fix this? And then you work on you and I work on me. The healthier we are for ourselves, the healthier we could be for someone else. And if someone comes to me with a problem or this just happened, my world is crumbling, which has happened with some of my friends, I look and go, well, this, and this, and these are 3 different choices that you're going to have. What do you think it's more listening instead of us talking. You posted something the other day I loved, and it's like, we don't say things, to get
It said something like, we don't listen to understand, we listen to respond.
Yes, we don't, and
Yeah,
that's
that's
how
human
most
nature.
Earlier
people
today.
work.
That's human
Instead of
nature.
going, you know what? I understand why you are. I'll use another example. Rocky and I, in the beginning of our relationship, he was in the middle of a divorce, and he would have to fucking talk to his ex-wife. And when he would talk to her, I'd be like, why are you talking to her? What are you doing? He'd look at me and go, I'm in the middle of a divorce and I'm with you. Stop. And I'd go, that's not what I want to hear. What I want to hear is, what the fuck are you talking about? Because my insecurity.
Right.
Not because he was doing anything he shouldn't be doing. He's fucking doing what he has to do. And he used to be nice. Why are you being nice? He goes, you'd rather me yelling and screaming? And I'm like, no. But why are you? It's a vicious... It's all me. My insecurity makes me feel like, why? And he just has to say, I'm talking to her about child support. I'm talking to her about court.
Right.
And he was so good with that it was never like, fuck you. I can't even stand you anymore. It was more or less like, Jessica, look, this is what it is. This is what it is. And I'd go, in my head, shut up, Jessica. I want him to be a respectful man with women. Why would I want him to be
But not to
disrespectful
toot
to
my
her?
own horn.
Because that's how he'll be with me.
I'm
Yeah.
also a very easy person to make people see the rationale of things.
But you also realize you give a straightforward answer.
Yeah.
She's gonna relax.
But I have
you're
a
asking
good
me a
way.
question. Why am I
I
talking
have a
about- I
good
gotta
way
talk
of
to her about
breaking
child
it down,
support.
though, and
That's
going,
it.
all right, look, I get where you're coming from, but now this is what the situation is,
course.
and this is like,
Right.
I don't.
It's logical.
You need to see
It's
that
rational.
and understand that, and some people just don't want to.
No,
Right.
because they
You
just
know?
some people want to be mad for the sake of being mad.
Yes.
Right. Something else happened and they're
It
pissed off.
doesn't
And now
matter. No
it's
matter
just
what
their
you
man.
say, they're gonna find a reason. Oh, like you could have been like, "Oh, child support. Are you sure that's all it was about?"
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
fuck you. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If you wanted to find a reason, you would have.
Right. And I think that's like so crucial to any friendship, relationship, mother, whatever, husband. You have to understand that people do things the way they do them because that's the way they do them. Of
course.
And if you have a question, just ask.
Right.
And it's important for us all to mainly focus on why am I even asking him? Why do I give a fuck? You're right. You are with me. You are in, like it's.
But sometimes you just need that
You
reassurance.
need that reassurance,
too.
and in that reassurance, to end that day, because it was a very hard day, because it was myself, and he was like, "What can I do?" And I'm like, "Nothing." So after about 5 minutes of sitting in silence on the couch, he was like, "Come here." And I laid down, and I ended up falling asleep and taking a nap. I was very tired and anxious.
You were exhausted.
And I woke up, and he looks at me, and I'm like, I'm sorry I fell asleep. He's like, go back to sleep. I handle the kids. And he would not let anybody bother me. Mm-hmm. He was like, you need to relax and rest. And he just knows how to help me cope with my anxiety. And so I wanted to use this subject because sometimes we're really hard on ourselves, and I think that having us all here tonight, because we are all growing still, and nobody is perfect. I want to be that outlet to let everybody know that when you're working on yourself, be with people who accept you, not people who will judge you. Mm-hmm. And also remember that we are humans, and we kind of just always. We always go.
I just said that to Big Josh. He wrote, I know for 2 years it's been bad fighting back from my dad dying and trying to get out of the funk. It's been bad, but I fight. I'll have my insecurities, really lack confidence. Because I know Josh's situation.
Yeah.
So I said to him, I go, Josh, you're Big Josh. Own it. Love it. Fuck other people. They are mean because their life sucks and want you to feel their pain.
That's right.
That's what most of these people do.
Yep.
They want, my life sucks, so I want you to feel my shitty pain, and I want your life to suck too. And it's like, well,
Misery
fuck
loves
you.
company.
I took
Exactly.
the words right out of my mouth,
Exactly.
girl.
It is true, though. They kind of do feel like, you know what, now I'm unhappy, so now you have to be unhappy. And it's a vicious cycle. And as people, I think, instead of worrying about should we big them up, we really need to start looking at ourselves.
You have to big
I got a
yourself
question,
up.
though.
That's the most important
Can someone
thing.
tell me something? Is this intentional, or are you guys just slipping up? What does big up somebody mean?
Like you
Make someone else feel better.
So
Yeah.
this is
Like
this is
boosting
intentionally
someone's
you guys are
confidence.
saying it.
I said big up because Nicole said big up women.
Right.
And
but
Yeah,
I
like
didn't know
boost
what
each
that
other,
meant.
like boost
you're
each
the
other
shit.
up.
You-
I've
you
not
know.
heard the phrase, guys. I'm
No,
not
yeah,
hip
yeah.
with the terminology.
No, but
Like I'll see a girl and
Positive
I'll
affirmation.
Yeah.
I'll look at her necklace or earrings or
Okay.
something
Yeah.
on her,
All right.
and I think to myself, oh, I
Positive
really like
reinforcement.
that, and I
I
exactly.
assumed as much from context, but
Yeah.
you guys kept saying
No,
it.
but
I'm
that's
like,
what it is.
Is it like a human
But
typo?
honestly,
What's
like most of
happening?
it, you can hear someone tell you how great you are all day long, and inside you'll still go, yeah, they can say that, but I don't feel that. You need to do that on your own. It's all about
That's all
you
about
doing
accountability.
it on your
Yeah.
own. Like if you don't feel it, no one else is going to make you feel it. You have to feel it.
No,
And-
but you know, with me when I do it makes me feel good.
No,
Right.
it
Like
will.
I'm sitting there telling someone like,
But is it
That's
permanent?
nice.
Right.
Is it permanent? That's my point. Is it
Or
permanent?
is it that like
or is it
quick
for that
fix of,
moment?
like you feel better because you made
no,
someone
I
else
make
feel
it.
better?
I do that constantly.
I have to say, I think I agree. You constantly are very like, oh, I love that, or this, and you are very complimentary, like to everybody. Like this is, but into yourself, you're just not as And I'm like that too. I'm always like, you're awesome, you're doing great, and then I'll go in the mirror and be like, fuck, I have a pimple. I'm gonna be 40. Like what the hell? We look at that differently with ourselves. And that's where most of the problem comes from.
You guys are crazy. I worked 14 hours today. I look like dog shit, and I really don't fucking care.
You don't look like dog
So,
shit. First of all.
however, no.
Dog shit is really gross. Have you ever seen it? I'll look up a picture. No, I'm kidding.
No.
No, but
I don't
honestly,
look-
look, Katie's got no makeup on.
Listen,
and
I
she looks
worked
great for someone with no makeup on.
14 hours.
Do you want to make out?
No, but what I'm
Like-
saying is that there's women out there that cake this shit on,
just kidding.
and they put all this shit on to make themselves feel better.
Yes.
And my favorite thing about a woman is the least amount of makeup as possible.
That's
because
a lot of men. I have to say, my girlfriend's partner, all the time when they go out, she loves to do up her face and put on her makeup. And he literally goes, I really wish you wouldn't put that highlighter
Yeah.
on. And she straight up goes, this isn't for you. This is for me. And this is the most confident bitch I have ever met in my entire life. And I've seen her tell him, and his face is priceless.
yes, but
Sure.
also she says that's for me. But then, if you were happy with who you are, you wouldn't need all that.
But to be fair, she's a stay-at-home mom of 2 little girls. So when she gets the chance to like go out, She wants to put on a full face. She
I'm
wants
like
to
that,
put the
though,
heels
Yeah,
when
but
go
on.
you
out.
don't do the whole.
No, I'm
But
an
no,
eye
no,
makeup
she's
and-
not
No, but I've
doing-
done that
But to be clear,
sometimes.
she's not doing like Kim Kardashian.
And I'm not saying there's
like,
anything
full,
wrong with
full,
it,
full.
but there's some girls who need it.
Oh no,
You know what I mean?
I-
Like they no, and I'm not saying they need it
I
because
get
of their
what you're
face. I'm saying they
saying.
need it for themselves.
I do
Yeah.
get what you're saying. She enjoys the process.
Yes.
Yeah.
She
yes.
enjoys playing with it, and she loves it.
Yeah.
And she doesn't get to
Like
do it
there's
a
some
lot.
girls who won't go out of the house without it.
Oh,
That's what I
Yes,
mean.
Yes.
I think I have mascara on from like yesterday right now.
Yeah.
Like,
But like even when we go out, she'll put on a little bit of like whatever
eye makeup girl, lip gloss.
maybe and light lips, but you can't really
Like
like,
this-
it from a
this
distance.
is my face.
You
I
wouldn't
don't
be
have
like that
face
girl's
makeup
wearing a
on my
lot of
face,
makeup.
you know?
You
Yeah.
have to like get close to Jessica to realize she's even wearing makeup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking
But that
about.
took a while too. I used to also be very makeup when I was in like the salon field and stuff. Of course, I was always in the image of what you should
well,
be
of
seeing.
course,
Yeah.
'cause
But
that's
now,
your job
you know,
essentially at that
it's
moment.
more it's more comfortability within myself. I know I'm married, my husband loves me. So when I go out, I'm not trying to impress. I
Right.
don't care if anybody likes me. But inside I still go, fuck, I'm going out with no makeup and I definitely have a pimple on my face. Should I have covered it before I left? I do think of those things still. When we can't get out of that though until we get out of our own head.
Of course.
You know, and
But you have positive reinforcement constantly. Like she'll sit there and like say the slightest thing. I'll be like, "Babe, shut up." I'll be like, "Just stop." Like you're being ridiculous.
As
like,
you're supposed to.
yes, and what
Yeah.
I want to hear, what I should hear, want to hear it out the
you know,
other.
it's easy to do, you know, because she's a beautiful woman. So like, it's not like I'm sitting there lying, and then, but she'll beat herself up over the dumbest thing, and they'll be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
So, but to you, it's the dumbest thing. But to
no,
her,
I know it's important. I get that
You know what I
aspect of it,
mean?
but
Yeah.
me telling her,
Of course.
hey, you're being kind of crazy."
Right.
Like my daughter does it too. Like she's
course.
gorgeous. She doesn't need makeup, but she puts on all this crazy makeup, and I'm like, I don't say nothing. I'm like, "Go do you? You're young, you know." But in my head, I'm going, "You don't fucking need that."
Yeah.
Like,
So what I've realized though, when I did take care of the girls for years, I would sit her, I would get her dressed in the morning and put her in front of the mirror, and I would tell her, "Look in the mirror, tell me what you think." Well, I don't like, and I'm like, well, first of all, let me tell you, and we would go through, and I tell you, this is the most confident little 5-year-old you will ever
Sure.
fucking meet, because every morning for over 4 years, we'd sit in front of the mirror, and I'd tell her how smart she is, how beautiful she is.
Talk about programming while you're young.
You don't like your outfit? That's cool. Let's go change it. What do you want? Let me tell you something. No man, no woman, whatever ends up happening, is ever going to be able to shit on that little girl.
Yeah.
Never.
oh well, the Anna's got confidence out the fucking.
Now it's a
Never.
different story. When
And-
she
But
was younger.
But even
it's
Tina,
all
there's not a day
about
that goes by
what
where
you do.
When I see her, I'll just walk past her room and be like, "You're the beautifulest little girl I've ever seen in
Yeah,
my whole
of
life,"
course.
and she'll just smile ear to
Right.
ear and be like, "Daddy,
And
stop."
It's
Yeah.
all about
I
what you
love her.
do in those important first, 0 to 10 years. Every time I see her, I'll randomly walk by her. I love you.
Yes.
I love you.
Yes.
I'll walk by her. Can we hold hands for a minute? No one's ever going to be able to take that from her. And we've all impressed that upon her and her little sister. How important it is. You don't need to get this from some dude.
Yeah.
Right, right.
You don't need to
right.
get this from some
'Cause
girl.
It's you. It's yourself.
Because from birth, you've been told and shown how great you are and how important it is to be yourself and be weird. Tell
Yeah.
her all the time, be weird.
Right.
Life, is boring if you're not a little
Of
weird.
course.
So she's never going to have these issues.
And although like this is how we are, which is great, and Rocky and I do
But
also.
I was also raised really differently,
Yeah.
which is why we've tried so hard. Even her mother was raised differently. Her father was raised differently. So
I think we all were back then.
Right.
Yeah.
It was
But
a
we
different
all
time.
put such an effort. Like Valentine's Day, no dude's ever going to be able to like get her some bullshit.
Yeah.
And like some bullshit line and be like, now you have to have sex with me. She'd be like, first of all,
Right.
I'm going to go home and I've got some bomb ass gifts waiting for me.
Right, of
So you can
course.
take your shit and go.
Of course, we are when we're younger, I guess. When I was younger, there wasn't even a question of wearing makeup. There was no makeup. I mean, and if you
Right.
wore it, you were 16 and it was clear mascara.
Yes.
That's
Oh my
what
God,
I
remember the clear
You know,
mascara?
and for now, like, Valentina, she's big into you watching things, and I have to always
course.
tell her, she's 5. I need lip gloss to go to Nana's. You don't need anything. Do you want lip gloss? Because
Right.
you don't need lip gloss.
Right.
Because this is what they see.
course.
Girls at 13 are rocking makeup, booty shorts, tits are out.
No.
And I go, you don't need any of that. Throw your hair in a messy bun. Anna will come upstairs too and be like, I'm wearing a messy bun and pajamas to grandma. She's like, I want to wear pajamas. because that's what people see. I want to look like this. So as we pre-program our children, we
Right.
do. I tell my
You're
son all
more
the time, he's
conscientious
handsome,
of it
he's
at
smart.
this point.
Yes, back then it wasn't like that, and
No.
it's important for us to spread
Because
that.
they didn't realize back then how influential those years are and how they will fuck you up.
Yeah,
I'm in
growing
my
up.
30s and going, oh, that was really fucked up when I was 6 years old.
Yeah,
Oh, wait a goddamn minute. That's not normal.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So we all go out of our way. So, because, you know, a lot of times these girls with these insecurities, they end up making all these terrible mistakes that if they had been shown something different when they were younger and more impressionable, it wouldn't have happened.
Right.
And
for
there's
sure.
such easy things to do.
For sure.
Monica, you're not just beautiful. You're super fucking smart.
And yes.
I love that art you did yesterday.
Yes.
It's not all about standing her in front of the mirror and telling her how beautiful she looks.
Right.
It's telling her,
I agree.
you read really well today.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
so fucking smart. Like, it's more than that, because if you just sit there and you're gorgeous, you're beautiful, then all of a sudden
Everything's
that's all
image.
she's going to think. Mm-hmm. And she'll sit there and she'll take selfies on my phone. I'm like, put my goddamn phone down.
Yeah.
Like, let's go read a book. I'm not doing this shit on Snapchat all day.
Yeah.
Oh, we can go read? And she loves it.
Yeah.
Her favorite gift to get is books.
Right. That's great. That's a beautiful thing. And I think that that's important for everybody who is listening. We need to not only love ourselves, but if we're not loving ourselves, how are we teaching other people to love and accept themselves? You know? I don't want to switch it up, but I do. I have a really funny Jess moment that happened last night. And, you know, sometimes I say something sheepish, or I'll define a word that doesn't even exist. But this was epic. Last night, Rocky and I are sitting on the couch, and my husband is in the corner, and I'm sitting next to him. And he looks at me, I thought, and goes, like, and picks his lips up. And I turn and go, oh.
Was
it the cat?
So I lean down, and I kiss him.
It was the pussy.
I was like, oh my God, that was so sweet. And now we're watching TV, and a minute goes by, and he goes, and I turn and I kiss him again. And I'm like, babe, you're so sweet. And he looks over at me, I thought, again, and goes, Puddin', come on. And my cat was on the other side of me that I didn't see. So I looked at him, and I'm like, wait a minute. Were you calling the cat the whole time? And he was like, yes, but you kept kissing me, so of course I'm going to take the kiss.
I feel bad that, you know, I'm calling the cat, really. But,
Yeah.
I literally, tears was laughing so hard that I kept kissing him, and I looked at Puddin', and I'm like, you fucking bitch. Like,
and the cat didn't come.
she
the cat
didn't come. And I laughed about that too. I was like, look at me answering to a cat call, you know, but for a moment I thought, and I was like, wow, I really was just not even looking. I should have looked. Here's Puddin' with this face on, like, I'm not coming over there, but Jessica will go, you know, Mom will come. But I laughed because I thought it was for me.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was for the kitty.
Oh my
Sorry.
God. And he was just like, yeah, it was for Puddin'. I'm like, fuck. Like, you couldn't just say, no, of course not, baby. Honesty, you know, he just says it. And I'm sitting on the couch going, wow, you fucking answered to a cat call, bro. Like, you answered to a cat call.
but were you disappointed by it?
No, not at all. I have to say.
it's a win-win all
It
around.
is.
But the kisses.
You got kisses, and Puddin' got to sit there and go, you guys are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I should have noticed, though, at the kisses, because they were very just, when he kissed me, and I'm like, whoa, way to kiss me. And then I went in for another one. It was still the same. Like, that was kind of just dry, you know? But it wasn't even for me.
Well, it wasn't meant for you.
It
They
wasn't
were
meant for
supposed
me.
to be dry ass
I
kisses.
thought the kiss was, but it wasn't.
With like a rough fucking sandpaper tongue.
It was.
That's what it was supposed to be.
It was, and I took the cat's kiss, you know?
All right, so I read this headline the other day. Let's bring it a little lighthearted. San Francisco police interrupt sex party involving midgets, emus, a fountain of sperm containing 500 gallons.
Wait, did he just say a fountain of sperm?
Yes.
Wait, I feel like there's more to this. I want the rest after the sperm.
I know.
I'm curious.
First of all, where
Did
do
you say emu, by the way?
emus?
He did.
Yes.
The emus?
It's a
They're
that
the flightless birds.
Flightless birds. Yeah.
They're really big, though.
They were on the Jackass movie. One of the guys got attacked by them.
Oh, my.
Yeah, they're almost like ostriches.
I want to know their
Yeah.
role in this, but go ahead.
But like, how do you even like get that? Like, what kind of people are like, you know what we need at this sex party? Emus.
Emus.
I mean, it
Midget
depends what
emus.
kind of sex party. Because if it's a bestiality situation, of course
But they
you
have
need
those
an emu.
crazy claws that they could fucking like just kick you with and just.
Maybe they're declawed. Maybe they're tranked. what's going on?
Do they have a
here?
beak?
No.
I-
But the
oh, yeah,
fountain
they
of
got a
sperm
beak,
also.
boo-boo. They're
Where did they acquire 500 gallons?
Maybe
of sperm?
everyone contributed. That's what you have
For
to do.
years?
No. But no. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Yes.
You have to when you get the invite, and it's like, okay, cool, but you have to bring a gallon of sperm. It's in 3
Do
months.
you know how much a
So
gallon of
BYOS?
sperm
This
is?
is what I'm
Milk,
saying.
right?
They have
Milk
to
is a
jerk
gallon?
off every
Yes.
day into a jug, and that's what you have to show up with, and that's your admittance
Every
into
day.
the party.
Dude,
Bring your own
but still-
sperm.
But here's the thing: if you
Just
jerk
saying.
off every day, your
Right.
loads get lighter and lighter.
Correct.
Like you have to build
So
that
you have
up.
that's why I'm saying you get 3 months notice.
Oh
my God.
You
If
planned
we're
it out,
I'm
Katie?
just saying, hypothetically speaking,
She planned the
With the
party.
party
Think of the
planner.
500 gallons of milk.
So, but how many people are coming to this party?
71 arrests.
Okay, but is that's
71.
only?
But
the
that's
arrests.
also no. But that
Maybe
means
people got away.
That's only
Yeah,
71
even
gallons.
still. So let's say 71. Now split that in half because you figure half of them are women.
So wait, then hear me out. Maybe someone works for a sperm bank.
That's
There-
what I
there
thought.
is
Someone
a
robbed
lot of
Project
sperm.
Mayhem style,
Wait,
robbed the
maybe-
sperm bank.
Maybe it's not robbed. Maybe it's the loser sperm that nobody wanted.
Was
Could be
this
that
a
also.
fountain that was used,
Expired.
or they was it being used? People
I don't know.
Or
Or
like
maybe they were
drinking
calling
it, like
sperm, but it wasn't.
I really am gonna throw
But
up.
It
like,
was milk,
I'm like-
perhaps,
Let me
with some
see if I can get
cornstarch in it.
more
I don't know
on
what's
this
going
story.
on.
so like. I'm sorry. I'm having the vision of like a fountain of sperm, and I'm wondering were the birds perched on this water fountain? Like, was this something they
No,
did?
these
Like,
are
do this,
big
and the birds will
birds.
like.
They're
Yeah,
not
these are
quite perching
gigantic
birds.
birds.
They're not
How
like
big
little
are they?
canaries. They're like smaller than ostriches.
All right, here's the
they're
here's the
pretty large
actual
and in charge.
report. Okay. And there was boars there also.
Boars.
Oh.
Oh man.
So were they caged? Like when
boy.
people
they were
had
running around
tigers
boars
at parties?
The
They-
boars got those boars.
They
right?
had
They have little
midgets.
things around
They
the
had
base.
midgets, bearded women, wild animals, and a large outdoor. 50 gallons. I'm sorry, 50
50.
gallons.
Okay, see, much more
Okay.
reasonable now.
It had over 500 guests,
saying.
though, so only 71 arrests out of 500
But
guests.
this is what I'm
That's
saying.
not
So
bad.
500 guests.
people.
So if everyone,
I want to know who these 500 people
Like,
are.
wait a minute. Was there
How do you
anybody
get that
famous
many
there?
people?
Like,
That's a lot of people for a sex party.
Yeah,
That
but is
is.
it though? Because if
I
you
don't
have,
know.
like,
I've never
a
been to one.
community
Well,
of
hedonism.
like that.
Party
Even at
planner
hedonism,
knows.
I don't think there
Is
was
it,
500 people there on New Year's Eve.
were you there?
I don't know.
Like that
I
seems
feel like-
excessive.
I feel like these communities, especially these like fetish-based communities, are a lot bigger than any of us give them credit for.
Oh, they definitely are.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then so they all know each other, and if they're in the area, and they have their own little community. So if one, a few of them decide, listen, wouldn't it be really great if we all saved up our sperm for like 2 months and threw it in a
Oh
fountain and got
my
some
God.
boars and emus? No,
That's crazy. No,
Is it the
I mean,
exhaustion speaking right now?
No, but I
Like-
just don't know.
because I feel
what-
like it's completely feasible.
There's no rationalizing that though. Like I can't like have a rational thought of
is
going. Well, I can kind of understand.
Am I
you're
rationalizing
like
it?
explaining it, like,
bit,
why can't it be
yeah.
done?
I'm
Where
just
is
saying,
this? Like
it was obviously done.
It was
so
done.
obviously it worked out.
Yeah,
Except 71 people got arrested.
yeah.
what were
71
they
people.
arrested for? They say or no?
Was it the bestiality?
Yeah, the bestiality
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh my
yeah.
God! So they probably
Yeah.
walked in a boar with. Oh no!
He's just going to town on
Are,
a boar.
are emus endangered? No.
No. Not if there was 8 of them at this party.
I mean,
You know, it
you
seems like
never
pretty
know.
common to get them.
Even it was.
You know, you
even-
wouldn't be able to get 8 like Bengal type. What's endangered nowadays? Like pandas. You can't get 8 pandas for a party.
Oh, could you imagine pandas at a sex party?
Don't
I would-
even.
Pandas don't even fuck each other. They don't even fuck each other.
Could you?
That's why they're endangered.
It's like I had a panda, a chicken, and a guy, and it was a great time. That's how people think, though. Like I don't understand the limit of like why people would go. Animals would be fun, but you're like switching species.
That's my favorite
like,
Jim Jeffries joke where he's like, fuck the pandas. They're dead weight. He's like, you put them in a cage together and they won't fuck each other. He's like, here's a panda. Fuck the panda. You know? And they're like,
But
no,
I
I'm
don't
not
want
doing
that
it.
panda. I want that panda.
Yeah, he's
I
like, you picky
can't.
fucks, save yourselves. He's like, fuck them. That's why they're extinct. They're dead
Oh
weight.
my
Fuck the
God.
pandas. Let's lose them.
Truth of the matter is, though, like I want to know what person goes. I got an idea and wrote the list of guests. Like what the? Fuck?
I don't think this
I'm
was
telling
one
you,
person. It
bearded
had to be
women
like a
has to-
Why
collective.
bearded women? Why can't it just be women?
It has to be a community. It has to be.
The guys are like, I need a woman with a beard and get me a goat.
But
it's
I
like,
mean,
what the fuck?
Bearded women were part of freak shows.
Yeah, but that's
got
got to be hard to find too. Like, how many bearded women are walking around?
I imagine imagine there's a lot.
Really? I've never seen one.
Well, yeah, but to be fair, razors exist.
Yeah.
Oh,
But what do you-
Laser technology.
But if they were
like,
able to
it's
find
not-
these bearded women very quickly, it
But then
seems
how many bearded women are they specifying? Maybe
they
there's
didn't
only
specify.
two.
They didn't.
I mean,
That's
so
true.
Really,
That's true.
What are we doing here?
That's true.
You seem to have like a lot of specifics on
I
this party.
We might be assuming, but you're really getting to understand.
When was the last time you were in San Francisco,
I have
Katie?
to tell you guys something. I was one of the ones that
I
didn't get caught.
was just in the back collecting money.
I
She was
was
backstroking
at
in the
the door.
fountain.
I thought you were going to say you were in the back collecting sperm.
Yeah, she works for the sperm bank. This
I
one.
did the collections, and thank you for coming and coming.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Did you give them stickers when they left? You did a good job. Smiley face.
Good job.
Yep.
I
Give 'em a
contributed.
gold star.
I think we should end it there. That was like.
I was
think
really
that's peak
good. That was really
performance.
good.
I
I'm
think
so
that's
sorry.
it. Costanza this
I
shit.
apologize for that shit.
I want to say that this was definitely an amazing show. Sometimes we have real shit. Sometimes we get down. But today, I feel like we discussed a lot of things that I hope I put some seeds out there. Like I'm pinning the seeds. Love yourself, accept who you're with, and be respectful. Girls, I'm so fucking glad you came because I love you both so much. And I'll see you upstairs. You know what I'm saying?
Russo's,
Bank out.
Russo'sBrand.com. Head over there now and subscribe. It's only $3.95 a month. You get 14 brand new shows every single week, and they're all fantastic. So go to Russo'sBrand.com and subscribe. StatementGames.com. Head over there. Prop bets on all sports that are going on right now. You can win gift card cash prizes. And, of course, OPRadio.com. Go subscribe
Sounds good as a
wherever
radio.
you get your podcast. Subscribe to the Opster. We love them. Tell them
Yes.
Super Ugly and Unfiltered.